Welcome to Ancient Chronicles AI. Here, we cross the line between what is known and what is denied, stepping into the Book of Enoch's journey through the 7 mountains. Chapter 1. The Calling. Enoch felt the summons long before he understood its source, a whisper that stirred the deepest part of his spirit. The world around him grew strangely silent, as if creation itself were holding its breath. A radiant presence descended upon him, neither seen with the eyes nor heard with the ears. It called him by name in a voice that resonated through his bones like ancient thunder. Enoch knew instantly that this was no earthly messenger, but a being from the higher realms. The veil between the mortal world and the celestial domain began to thin before him. Light gathered at his feet, forming a path that rose upward like a living staircase. He felt his body grow weightless as the summons pulled him beyond the world of men. The sky opened into a realm of shimmering brilliance where the watchers awaited his arrival. Enoch stepped forward, leaving behind the familiar earth and entering the domain of the unseen. His journey had begun not by choice, but by destiny written long before his birth. And with each step, he felt the gravity of a purpose far greater than he had ever imagined. Enoch receives a divine summons that lifts him beyond the human world and into the realm of the Watchers. His ascent marks the beginning of a destiny shaped by forces older than creation itself. Chapter 2. The Gate of the First Mountain. Enoch stood before the first mountain as its peak shimmered with a light that did not belong to the earth. The air around him vibrated with a hum that felt like the heartbeat of creation itself. A radiant gate formed from swirling strands of light opened at the mountain's base. He stepped through and felt time loosen its grip as the world around him dissolved into pure brilliance. The mountain revealed visions of the universe being born from a single breath of divine fire. Enoch saw stars ignite like sparks from an unseen forge in the depths of eternity. He witnessed the shaping of the early heavens by forces older than language or form. Celestial beings moved through the newborn cosmos, guiding its unfolding with deliberate grace. The mountain of beginnings showed him that creation was not an accident, but a symphony of intention. Every star, every realm, every law of existence had been crafted with purpose. Enoch felt awe rise within him as he realized he was being shown the blueprint of all things. The gate behind him closed, sealing him inside a truth meant only for those chosen to ascend. Enoch enters the first mountain and witnesses the birth of creation, seeing stars, realms, and cosmic forces shaped with divine intention. The mountain reveals the universe's blueprint, marking the true beginning of his celestial journey. Chapter 3. The mountain of the Watchers. Enoch ascended the next peak and felt the air shift as if the mountain itself were aware of his presence. A vast silence surrounded him, heavy with the weight of ancient choices and forgotten vows. Figures of light emerged from the mist, their forms tall and radiant, untouched by the corruption of the lower realms. These were the faithful Watchers, guardians who had remained loyal to the divine order. Their eyes held the memory of ages, and their voices carried the calm of beings who had never fallen. But beyond them, in the deeper shadows, Enoch sensed another presence stirring. The fallen Watchers stepped forward, their brilliance dimmed and fractured like stars trapped behind storm clouds. They carried the sorrow of beings who had once walked in glory, but chose a path that led them into exile. Enoch felt the tension between the faithful and the fallen like a wound that had never healed. The mountain revealed the truth that these celestial beings had once walked the earth as teachers and rebels. He learned that their choices shaped the destiny of humanity in ways still unfolding. And he understood that this mountain was not merely a place, but a crossroads of cosmic history. Enoch meets both the faithful and fallen Watchers on the mountain, witnessing the divide between loyalty and rebellion that shaped humanity's earliest destiny. Their presence reveals the ancient truth of celestial beings who once walked the earth and left a legacy still echoing through time. Chapter 4. The Mountain of Shadows. Enoch stepped onto the 4th mountain and felt the light around him twist into unfamiliar shapes. The air grew dense with a darkness. It was not the absence of light, but the distortion of it. Shadows moved like living echoes, carrying the remnants of choices made in defiance of the divine order. He sensed the weight of rebellion lingering in every shifting contour of the landscape. The mountain revealed visions of celestial beings falling from brilliance into fractured existence. Enoch saw how corruption began not with violence, but with a single thought turned away from truth. The shadows showed him the consequences of pride, desire, and the hunger for forbidden's power. He witnessed realms collapsing under the strain of cosmic imbalance created by the ancient divide. The fallen watchers appeared as silhouettes of their former radiance, trapped between regret and defiance. Their presence filled the mountain with a sorrow that felt older than the world itself. Enoch understood that this place was a mirror of what happens when divine harmony is broken. And he realized that the mountain of shadows held the memory of every wound the cosmos had ever endured. Enoch enters the mountain of shadows and witnesses distorted light, fallen beings, and the lingering consequences of ancient rebellion. The realm reveals how corruption fractured the heavens and left scars that still echo through creation. Chapter 5. The Mountain of Judgment. Enoch stepped onto the fifth mountain and felt a solemn stillness settle over his spirit. The air shimmered with a weight that was neither oppressive nor cruel, but impossibly precise. Before him rose vast chambers carved from living light, each one pulsing with the rhythm of truth. He sensed that no thought, no action, no intention could remain hidden in this place. Angelic scribes moved silently through the halls, recording the unfolding destinies of souls and celestial beings. Their movements were graceful yet absolute, guided by laws older than the stars themselves. Enoch was shown scales that did not measure deeds alone, but the heart behind every choice. He saw how even the smallest act rippled through creation, shaping futures unseen. The faithful watchers stood in these chambers with humility, knowing their purpose was bound to cosmic order. The fallen appeared as echoes. Their destinies weighed against the rebellion that fractured the heavens. Enoch realized that judgment was not punishment, but alignment with the truth of one's own nature. And he understood that the mountain of judgment revealed the hidden architecture that governed all existence. Enoch enters the mountain of judgment and witnesses luminous chambers where souls and angels are weighed according to ancient cosmic law. He learns that judgment is not wrath, but alignment, revealing the deeper structure that holds creation together. Chapter 6. The Mountain of Secrets. Enoch stepped onto the sixth mountain and felt an ancient hush fall over the realm as if the cosmos itself were listening. The air shimmered with symbols that flickered in and out of existence, like memories trying to take form. A hidden door of living stone opened before him, sealed since the dawn of time by forces beyond mortal comprehension. Inside, the chamber glowed with a soft radiance that pulsed like the heartbeat of forgotten ages. Enoch saw scrolls woven from threads of light, each containing knowledge too powerful for earlier generations. He sensed prophecies encoded in patterns that only a future age would be able to decipher. Visions unfolded before him of worlds rising and falling in cycles older than human history. He witnessed secrets of the Watchers that had been buried to protect creation from unraveling. The mountain revealed truths about the fabric of reality, the hidden laws, and the destiny of the celestial realms. Enoch understood that this knowledge was not forbidden out of cruelty, but out of necessity. He realized that some revelations were meant only for a time when humanity would be ready to bear them. And as he left the chamber, he felt the weight of secrets that would echo far beyond his own lifetime. Enoch enters the Mountain of Secrets and discovers ancient chambers filled with luminous scrolls, forbidden knowledge, and prophecies sealed since creation. The mountain reveals truths meant only for a future age, leaving Enoch carrying revelations that transcend his era and ripple into the destiny of worlds. Chapter 7. The Mountain of Fire and Renewal. Enoch stepped onto the seventh mountain and felt a heat that did not burn, but awakened something ancient within him. Flames rose from the ground like living rivers of light, flowing with purpose rather than destruction. The fire moved in spirals, revealing visions of worlds consumed only to be reborn in greater harmony. Enoch saw civilizations rise to brilliance, fall into ruin, and then emerge anew through cycles of cosmic renewal. The flames showed him that nothing in creation truly ends. It transforms, evolves, and returns in higher form. He witnessed stars collapsing into darkness before igniting again with even greater radiance. The mountain revealed that fire was not a punishment, but the universe's way of cleansing what had grown stagnant. Enoch felt the purifying force pass through him, burning away fear, doubt, and the remnants of earthly limitation. He understood that renewal required surrender, and that even celestial realms were shaped by this eternal cycle. The flames bowed before him as if recognizing the one chosen to witness their sacred purpose. Enoch realized that the mountain of fire held the secret of rebirth for worlds, souls, and the cosmos itself. And as he descended, he carried the knowledge that destruction was never the end, but the doorway to transformation. Enoch enters the mountain of fire and witnesses purifying flames that cleanse worlds, civilizations, and even stars before they rise again. The mountain reveals that fire is the universe's instrument of renewal, showing him that every ending is a transformation waiting to unfold. Chapter 8. The Mountain of the Heavenly Kingdom. Enoch stepped onto the 8th mountain and felt the atmosphere shift into a purity beyond anything he had known. The air glowed with a radiance so gentle and vast, it seemed to breathe with the rhythm of eternity. Before him rose the heavenly kingdom, a realm where divine order flowed like living architecture. Structures of light spiraled upward, forming towers that reflected the harmony of the cosmos itself. Enoch saw pathways woven from starlight, connecting realms as effortlessly as thoughts connect to dreams. Angelic beings moved with perfect grace, each step aligned with the laws that sustained creation. He witnessed the great celestial engines that guided the cycles of time, destiny, and cosmic balance. The mountain revealed the blueprint of the universe from above, showing how every realm fit into a single divine design. Enoch felt his spirit expand as he understood that nothing in existence was random or forgotten. He saw the throne of the highest shining at the center of all things, radiating purpose into every corner of creation. The heavenly kingdom welcomed him not as an intruder, but as a witness chosen to see the order behind all life. And in that moment, Enoch realized he was standing within the very heart of the cosmos. Enoch enters the mountain of the heavenly kingdom and beholds a radiant realm where divine order is woven into living architecture. He witnesses celestial beings, cosmic mechanisms, and the blueprint of creation itself, standing within the luminous heart of the universe. Chapter 9. The Mountain of the End and the Beginning. Enoch stepped onto the 9th mountain and felt time itself bend around him like a living veil. The air shimmered with both dawn and dusk, as if creation were inhaling and exhaling in a single breath. Before him unfolded visions of the final cycle of humanity, a moment when the world would stand at a threshold. He saw civilizations reaching their peak only to tremble beneath the weight of their own awakening. The sky opened to reveal the return of the ancient beings, both luminous and fallen, drawn back by destiny. Enoch witnessed the Watchers descending once more, not as myths, but as forces woven into humanity's fate. The mountain showed him a world undergoing transformation, where old structures crumbled to make way for the new. He saw the earth reshaped by fire, light, and the rising consciousness of its inhabitants. The faithful returned as guides, while the fallen emerged as catalysts for the final reckoning. Enoch understood that the end was not destruction, but the beginning of a higher order waiting to be born. The visions revealed a cycle closing and another opening, like two worlds touching for a single sacred moment. And he realized that humanity's destiny was intertwined with the return of those who shaped its earliest dawn. Enoch stands upon the mountain of the end and the beginning and witnesses humanity's final cycle, the return of ancient celestial beings, and the transformation of the world into a new era. The mountain reveals that endings and beginnings are one continuum, guiding creation into its next destined form. Chapter 10. The Return of the Scribe. Enoch stood upon the final summit and felt the mountains behind him fade into a single unified vision. The realms he had crossed shimmered like reflections on the surface of eternity, each one calling him to remember. A gentle wind rose from the higher heavens, carrying the voices of the watchers who had guided his ascent. They told him his journey was complete, but his purpose was only beginning. Light gathered around him, forming a path that led downward toward the world of men. Enoch felt the weight of the revelations he carried, truths too vast for his own generation to understand. He saw warnings etched into the fabric of his memory, meant for a distant age when humanity would stand at a crossroads. Visions of future cycles flickered before him, showing the return of ancient beings and the awakening of hidden knowledge. He understood that he was not returning as the man who had left, but as the scribe chosen to bear the voice of the heavens. The descent felt heavier than the ascent, for he carried the burden of prophecy in every step. When his feet touched the earth again, the sky above him closed like a sealed scroll. And Enoch knew that his words would echo across ages, waiting for the generation destined to understand them. Enoch descends from the final mountain, carrying visions, warnings, and revelations meant not for his own era, but for a distant future generation. He returns to the mortal realm, transformed into the scribe of the heavens, bearing prophecies that will awaken only when humanity reaches its destined moment. If you enjoyed this journey into the unknown, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you never miss what comes next. Until then, stay curious, stay aware, and keep searching the shadows. Take care.